Welcome back to our final segment, everybody, and it is a new day for journalism over at the Pentagon because Just the News has been granted access there to cover America's military. In fact, earlier today, Just the News chief investigative correspondent Jerry Dunleavy was reporting from the Pentagon, and it couldn't have been timed better as American policy towards Venezuela is getting discussed more than ever. So author of the book Kabul, The Untold Story of Biden's Fiasco, here in studio to tell us more, Jerry Dunleavy, welcome to the show. Great to see you next to me at this desk instead of next to me down in our offices.
That's right. Yeah. Good to be here.
Good to see you. Yeah. All right. So talk to me about what you anticipate the level of access is going to be. This is obviously a new group of people. And what's the feeling there? Because the last group, we all saw their exit and their, shall we say, belligerence when they were outside of the Pentagon after they got kicked out. What was the mood in there?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I think it's extremely important to have good reporters in there at the Pentagon, especially given everything that's going on in the world today. We can talk a little bit more about Venezuela, but we have Russia's war against Ukraine. We have jihadists around the country posing a threat. And of course, potential for conflict with China as well. And so the decision by the Pentagon press corps to boycott and walk out, you know, that's not what we're doing. We're going to be in the building, asking tough questions and reporting. It's important.
Yeah, no, it is. And you said it, no greater moment in history where the military is going to be more central to the storyline in the next few years. On that front, the president dropped some big hints over the Thanksgiving holiday. I think in his address to military members on Thanksgiving Day, he said we'll soon be stopping the Venezuelan drug traffickers through land, the way we stopped them by boat. I think he said 85% of the boats have now been destroyed. And then on Saturday, he declared that all the airspace above Venezuela should be considered off limits. I think that was more of a safety warning for planes. But are we heading to sort of some possible military intervention in Venezuela?
It certainly seems like the U.S. military and President Trump are putting us in a position to do that if that's what we decide to do and if that's what the president decides to do. This could be an effort to pressure Maduro to truly take action against cartels, which seems extremely unlikely. It could be an effort to pressure him to capitulate, which also seems somewhat unlikely, but could happen. But we are definitely putting ourselves in a position to take military action if that's what the president decides. We've moved a lot of sea-based assets and military hardware into the Caribbean and the surrounding areas around Venezuela. Yeah, a lot of hardware. I mean, it's probably something like, maybe a fourth of the ships that we have out there right now have probably been moved into the region. So we're definitely in the position to do that. And of course, we've been taking military action against Venezuelan drug boats as well. But whether that escalates into taking action, inside of Venezuela, we'll see.
Yeah.
Jerry, something you have written prolifically about the withdrawal from Afghanistan. The American people still have a lot of questions about that, and I know you do too. Are you looking forward to peppering with questions on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Secretary Hegseth, one of the first things that he did was to start a review inside the Pentagon about the disastrous withdrawal, and specifically how the Biden Pentagon made a lot of mistakes. And really, it's extremely important not just to get answers for the Gold Star families and for the veterans of that war, but also the military needs to learn these lessons for future conflicts. As we see now, potential conflict with Venezuela, the challenges that are posed by Russia, by China, the military needs to learn these lessons. And I'm going to be, of course, trying to get the Pentagon to answer these questions. It's something that they promised that they're going to do. It's something that they're investigating, and we're going to hold them to that.
Everybody should read your story. I think it was Saturday morning on the CIA's zero unit lack of vetting, how these guys were swept in, because it explains that tragedy that occurred right outside our door here. Right. We're lucky to have Jerry here, aren't we?
And you can find that over at justthenews.com. And if you want to see all of his bylines, I assume it's the same pattern as mine is, which is justthenews.com/Jerry-Dunleavy.
You nailed it.
All right, there we go. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. We're going to be back here tomorrow night, same time, same place. Grant Stinchfield is going to take you through the next hour. Have a great night.